Today's show is brought to you by Mrs. Six Spoonstaff Stories. The latest episode just came out, and if you like the sound of a dark fantasy comedy animation voiced by yours truly, then it's just the thing for you. Check it out.
Guess who's back? Back again. Hans Wormhat is back. Ah! I bloody knew it. Hans just can't stay away. He's made a new, well, an old, but he's putting stuff there now instead of his other channel, but new-ish channel, same old nonsense, which makes me feel completely vindicated into diving into Hans's silliness in general. Now, I'm not covering anything from the old/new/whatever channel today because he hasn't quite filled out the same quantity of content, but he's definitely up to his same old tricks. Anyway, let's see what gem we've dug up today.
Hans Wormhat, this is a hoax I haven't talked about in a long time.
Oh, it's another hoax from Hans, the world's greatest hoax detective, as in he's not real. You see, what he does is, he says to himself, have I seen or done a thing for myself? Yes, then it's probably real, but not sure. No, definitely 100% fake, because how could a man of culture, such as yourself, ever not have seen something if it's real? Sure, he's probably never left the country, or state, or even the town he lives in. Hell, I'm pretty sure he rarely goes outside. But that doesn't mean that he has no life experience whatsoever. Or no life.
People don't really climb Mount Everest.
Oh, f***'s sake, Hans. Really? Seriously, one of these days we're going to have to get the very, very short list of things that you do actually believe are real. And then shortly after discover that at least half of those aren't actually real. Hell, one has to wonder if he even believes in himself. I know that if I were one of his parents, I sure wouldn't.
They don't. They lie about it. And
because you could never achieve such a feat, then it can't be real. If I thought all the things that I couldn't do were fake, well, I wouldn't think that whiskey could exist. I mean, I tried distilling my own, but I kept blowing up the house. Probably should have just put slightly less nitroglycerin in the mix. And maybe more or some of the things that are actually supposed to go into them. But then how am I supposed to get that explodey taste that I like so much?
it's actually a really, really recent lie. People, even I, thought that this would have been something that they claim happened in the 1800s. No, this is really recent that they claim this happened.
They claim this happened? Isn't it mostly individuals climbing Everest? Not like governmental bodies. Don't get me wrong, there's a whole thing where they organise people going up and make sure they don't, constantly die up there. Even though they still totally do. But the choice to go, that's a person. There's no conspiracy. There couldn't be. 'Cause who the fuck wants to climb that big boy? Not me, that's for damn sure. And the whole it being a new thing? Well, yeah, whilst it may not be as hard to do as it used to be, it still requires a bit of hardware to get to the top without doing the big dead. Most notably, oxygen tanks. Something that, at least to a portable level, is relatively recent. But it being recent doesn't change the fact that it happened. Can't wait to find out how or why it didn't. I'm sure it will be completely absurd.
1953, Edmund Hillary, or Hillary Edmund, and Tenzing Norgay.
I'll be honest, Hans, I'm not convinced you aren't climbing Everest right now. You sound a little bit out of breath, mate. I mean, I do the same thing sometimes, but that's mostly because I'm a lazy bastard who gets dog-tired walking across a room. But you, the ultimate smart buff man, I can only assume it's because you ran up the side of the mountain, defying the laws of gravity, because they're fake or something.
We're the first human beings to ever reach the summit of Mount Everest. This is the only proof. It is a photo that Hillary took of Norgay with his axe.
The only proof, eh? It's a bit strange that you're keeping it zoomed out like that and talk about it being with just an axe. Because if you actually have a closer look, you might see the fella is actually holding a flag. The type of thing that people tend to leave in difficult to reach places. One assumes then that people could have seen it with a telescope etc. But hey, let's just say that this photo is the only proof of this particular event and we're just taking his word for it. Maybe he didn't even do it. Well, in the context of this video, who gives a shit? Other people have been up since, and there's got to be bugger tons of proof of people having climbed Everest now, including a shit ton of bodies of previous attempts. Fun fact, those bodies are used as waypoints so people know how far up they've made it. And I assume as a tasty emergency ration too, as long as you bring a saw.
Norgay offered to take one of Hillary, but he declined.
Oh, them feels, brah. Yeah, I hate having my photo taken too. It's like all cameras are designed to function only for the split seconds where my eyes are closed, my tongue is out, and I'm just about to sneeze. And that's the only photo that someone will take and immediately puts it online, every goddamn time. And it's not that I'm just really, really weird looking or nothing. Nope, definitely not.
They stayed at the summit for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, they got their 15 minutes of fame.
I'm sure that you think that 15 minutes is a literal 15 minutes and not like, we were up there for like 15 minutes, I don't know. We weren't really counting. And obviously that they said 15 minutes because 15 minutes of fame is a thing and they always have to put clues in for no reason. Also, I mean, of course they're only up there for 15 minutes. A, it's bloody cold, and B, once you're up there, I'm sure it gets kinda old kinda fast. Especially combined with aforementioned chili boys.
Do you notice anything wrong with this photo?
Oh, so you are going to use the actual photo. Me am the shocked. And notice anything wrong? I don't know. Not enough dead humans for my liking. But I think that's just personal preference. Why don't you tell us what's wrong with the photo, hey Ans?
Clean. Why so clean?
By gum, he's right. Why didn't anyone else think of this before now? It's just so obvious. There's no garbage up there. It's perfect, because no one actually wants to climb Everest, so we should just dump all of our rubbish up there. Tell you what, why don't we start with all of your content, Hans? You know, since it was your idea.
You're telling me that somebody made it all the way to the top of Mount Everest, and they don't have a speck of snow on them? No frost?
Oh, you poor deluded honky. Yes, that can quite easily happen. I mean, for starters, that's not exactly the world's greatest cam TM, so I doubt that you would see that there was even a speck of frost because of the low resolution. 2, most pictures up Everest, hell up any kind of high place, aren't covered in snow either, because usually they're climbing ice, and any that gets off them just sort of falls off / melts because they're wearing waterproof clothing. Otherwise they would be picking caked in that shit and make it way harder to climb the mountain. Also, you see how it's a clear day? Yeah? No snow, no blizzard, no nothing. So no air snow to get to them either. Honestly, if they were covered in snow, that would be more confusing, not less. And also, I am sure you aren't the only person to have ever noticed. It's just that people with brains knew that that was irrelevant. You aren't smart, Hans. You just think you are.
It's just a staged photo. They do this foreground, background thing all the time.
The good old it's fake because it can be faked. Can I prove this one is faked? No, but I don't have to, because the existence of photo trickery means that all possible photo evidence for anything is completely worthless, even if experts can show if something is valid or not. I mean, I don't have the skills that the experts do, so they must all be fake as well. Can you imagine being so completely incredulous based on absolutely nothing?
You're looking at some mocked up fake summit on the bottom with the actor, and then they just put a large panoramic mountain range photograph in the background.
Or it's absolutely real and you're an idiot. Just putting it out there as my little pet theory. Plus, I actually have evidence to back up my claim. That is to say, literally every single video that you have ever made. Pretty solid proof that you have absolutely no goddamn idea what you are talking about when it comes to basically every single topic on the face of the planet. It's almost impressive.
2 photos combined. And they make sure their symbolism gets in there. There's a perfect triangle right here for the pyramid.
Oh, for Is everybody involved in every single conspiracy ever? If everyone on the planet but you is part of a conspiracy, then there just isn't a conspiracy. You're just a dumbass. Because that's not how conspiracies work. Also, what the is the point of faking climbing Everest on a grand spoopy boy conspiracy level? It's a decent achievement for an individual, but I have no idea how this benefits the Illuminati in any possible way that makes any mother-flipping sense.
But look how clean, so clean. And it doesn't even look that well insulated. And
Hans, not only an expert on photography and photographic manipulation, but also on thermal clothing of the mid-century. What do they call it? Jack of all trades, master of none? Well, Hans is like that, without even the Jack level of mastery. I think we need a new phrase for it. A man who thinks he knows about literally everything definitely knows all about anything.
it's just fake. Everything that you get presented is fake.
Everything you get presented is fake? Everything? Just about this stuff? Or do you mean absolutely everything? Because if you do mean absolutely everything, then, well, how come so much of what is presented is actually real and you can touch it? You know, your gold standard for real. If I've seen it up close, then it must be real. It's almost like thinking that everything you are presented with is fake is a really silly, untestable idea that lets you believe whatever the hell you want without having to actually think about it.
They want you to think that they've been to the bottom of the ocean. They want you to think that they've already climbed the top of the mountain. Not only that.
You do know that there's a reason why the ocean thing came way after the climbing a mountain one, right? It's because climbing a mountain is significantly easier. Hell, we have flown way above the mountains way before climbing them. Everest is only about 9 kilometers tall, and we breached that height nearly 100 years earlier. It was the climbing that was impressive. We could have just plonked a person up there and taken your fake photo in the real place. Hell, that's what I would do. This is just I am a completely talentless hack who contributes negative value to society, so everyone who has achieved more than me must all be liars. Self-defensive nonsense spiel. How about, instead of making up stories of your oppression and the world being against you, and instead admit to your shortcomings, maybe do something about them if you care so much. Or don't do anything about them, but at least admit it, like me and my fat, stupid, sexy ass. It's done wonders for me.
That they've climbed to the tallest mountain. They want you to think that 1 million people do it. Oh, it's super common. It
is something that numerous people have achieved, but 1 million? No, not even close. It's more like 5,000, which in the grand scheme of things, with the 7 billion plus or whatever it is now peoples, that's like 1 in nearly 1.5 million people on the planet have ever done that. So like I said, it's still very much an achievement that even if you knew 10,000 people personally, it's still extremely unlikely that any of them would even have attempted it.
It's the same thing with everything. Their MO, it transcends all aspects of society.
Translation. I have an arbitrary set of standards that I will scour things for, like random triangles, and as soon as I see any of them, or something that looks kind of like them, then that gets to be on the definitely part of the conspiracy pile. And that's my hard work done for the day, and I can kick my feet up, having dealt another blow to the Alubi Booby Ruby, and their nefarious plans to make me look like a lazy, worthless tick on the arse of society. Yay me.
This reminds me of people that claim to be these amazing free climbers. Oh, I free climbed El Capitan. You watch a documentary, it's just a bunch of emotional garbage.
I mean, I don't know about watching documentaries about that stuff, but tell me again how a personal achievement, real or fake, helps they, them, their achieve anything. I think I might be right about this being you being bitter about your own personal lack of achievement. Sorry, bruh, but that's on you. Take control of your life. Get outside. Do something. I would, but there's people out there. But I also don't feel the need to talk shit about people who actually do stuff, so I've got nothing to prove. Have fun.
And quick cinematic clips. They never show you start to finish somebody free climbing El Capitan.
Then don't watch a documentary on it, you thick f***. That's not what documentaries are for. Actually look up some extreme sports things on YouTube or somewhere of someone doing these things. I'm sure you could find one. And, actually watch it, and don't just watch a little bit of it and then say, it's clearly fake. Because I am sick of your intellectually lazy and vapid bullshit.
You get a really emotional story, and you get some clips here and there. And It's because it's just fake. You're living in a fake reality. Masons love selling you a story, telling big tales.
That's right, some people do like to tell tall tales. You know, stuff like, oh, I don't know, off the top of my head, how they know that everything in the world is pretend and they have the secret knowledge to prove it. But you know, they aren't actually going to back it up. But they definitely are a big clever boy who you should all listen to and take seriously and not make fun of for being an utter cretin. No.
Free martins will lie to you about the size of a fish they caught. What do you think is stopping people from outrageous claims like this?
People lie about things they can do all the time. Again, nothing to do with a literal globe-spanning conspiracy, you clonk. And what the hell is a free martin? A free martin is a hermaphrodite or imperfect sterile female calf which is the twin of a male calf whose hormones affected its development. What in the ever-loving has that got to do with anything, you mad bastard? I'm just assuming that it's some sort of pejorative, but Christ knows with you. Maybe you literally believe sterile female cows are taking over the world. It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, I'm the first one to climb up Mount Everest. I don't have a speck of snow on me.
You're the one who sees all the things that no one on the entire planet has ever noticed before, and yet you don't have a speck of brain in you. Go figure.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstar Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the